Good morning, citizens, and welcome back to The Verse. This is being recorded on May 9th in the evening, and this is getting ready for 3.23, where inventory and looting is about to massively change. And a lot of people are trying out the new looting system. They're confused by it, or they don't really like it, and they kind of miss the old version where you have this screen here for looting of different boxes and bodies. And that is actually still possible currently in 3.23. Now, Star Citizen is moving away from this and more to physicalize inventory. So if you're looking in the HABs or different areas, you'll notice these little kiosks that are up there. Eventually your items are going to be in there, and you're going to have to call them out and get them to you. But it's going to be also a way to transfer items from one area, one local inventory to another. But I'm going to go through in this video, I'm going to do two things. I'm going to talk about inventory in general and how it currently works in the game and kind of explain it for any person, any new player who's taking part in the verse and doesn't really understand why they had something, they no longer have it, or how you control your inventory or where things are. Then I'm going to go into the new loot system and how you can actually use something like this to loot as opposed to the new loot screen. So first things first, let's talk about inventory in general. I like to kind of think of inventory as zones, and I like to think of it as like a Venn diagram where sometimes things overlap. You do have right here, you can see I'm in Lorville in local inventory. So if I am just playing the game and I hit I am in this inventory screen. You'll notice that it's only showing me local inventory. I do not have any personal inventory, although I can have things on me. So if I decide I want to have something like a multi-tool on me, I can drag that over and put it onto my character. I can also take it off my character and drag it back into my inventory. Now if I have armor on, things get a bit different. So I'm going to drag some chest armor on here, and now on this side, you're going to see I now have personal inventory. I do have some space in there. If I take something like leg armor and throw that on, take a backpack, throw that on, those items are going to show up as separate inventory on this side. Now, if I hit I again, and I'm going to go into the Drake Cutter here, we're going to open this up. So I like to think of local inventory, like the main area you're currently in. That could be, ooh, I should have moved out of the way. There we go. I was talking and not watching what I was doing. We're good. No head injuries. Perfect. Although I am currently on the ground. Let me stand up. There we go. I like to think of local inventories like things like the city you're in. Lorville, Orson, Grim Hex, Area 18, New Babbage. Space stations, point of interest like mining centers. Not all locations have a local inventory. If I'm floating out in space, no local inventory. If I'm in a bunker or in a cave, no local inventory there. So then when you hit I, you're not going to have local inventory. But now we see this has changed a bit. We have extra tabs on the top of our screen. I can click vehicles here, and now it shows me the inventory of the Drake Cutter, which has disappeared from this side. If I hit personal on this side again, I can now go from vehicle. So if I, for instance, am in local inventory and I have, say, a helmet in my vehicle here, I can do that. If I had a backpack on, I'm not sure if any of these backpacks will fit me. This one will. I can go from personal here and vehicle here, and now I have my backpack and I can drag that helmet in my backpack. You'll notice when I tried to drag it before into here, these don't fit. They're yellowed out because this backpack has a larger inventory than the core armor and then the leg armor. So something to remember, that inventories have different sizes, but if you're in a local inventory, you have a lot of room to put gear, and that's why these are all kind of separated here. This is all my armor. I can go to custom. It's probably easier to be on this side because this is what I'm used to in local. If I go to custom here, I could just show only the helmets that I currently have in this inventory. I can have just the undersuits. I can choose what type of armor I have. I can kind of sort things, which sort of works, but not really great. No current real sustenance in here except for one cup. Ammo goes in here, and these can all be switched around. When you are taking something like ammo, you can drag it into one of these circles, and that puts it onto your chest here. When I highlight over the second one here, it now shows me that I have Arclight right down in this corner here. Arclight pistol battery. I have 30 of those currently on me. So if you want to know what is on some of your items, like say if I have my multi-tool here and I put a attachment on there, if I mouse over the attachments, the top one is the attachment I'm mousing over, and the bottom one is the attachment that's currently on the multi-tool. So if I put that down there and mouse over here, I have a mining attachment on, and I'm currently looking at the tractor beam attachment. So that's how that works. There also is the ship inventory, or vehicles, as we have here. If you cannot access your ship inventory, you might be standing outside. When I'm standing outside, I'm no longer in the ship. I don't have access to ship inventory. You might have something like a hover bike, which you have to click on a section of the ship that says storage, and then you can access the storage of the inventory there. Or something like the Mustang spaceship, if you got that as a starter package, you have to lower down the cargo pod and actually crouch and go inside there in order to access that internal storage. So a little bit different, but if it's a ship that you can go inside like this and you're not sitting in a pilot seat, hitting I will give you access to that storage of the ship. After that, we have our personal inventory. Like I said, we have backpacks and core armors, and then there's item inventory. So a way to think about that would be like this backpack here. I'm going to throw some things into this backpack here, no problem. I'm going to drag them over, although we're having issues with this working. Now we're going to go over to vehicle storage here, and we're going to drag our backpack into vehicle storage, and now it's sitting here. Now there's a little button on the bottom of your vehicle or your inventory for your backpack here. I click that, and that's going to open it up and show me what's in it. So you can actually open up things that are in your inventory and see what's inside them. If you have stuff stored in a chest armor, if you're looting a body and that body is wearing chest armor and leg armor, usually with NPCs you're going to find ammo there, you're going to find multi-tools there, you're going to find med guns and med pens there. So that little button there allows you to open up the things that you have. Now some items that you have might be able to open up, but they won't have any stuff in them. So for instance, we look at our armor here. Arms don't have storage, but legs do. But if I open up this, you see they all say 0%. They're not going to have anything in them when I open them up. So really no need to open those up. But you can open up as many things as you want. It does get a little bit cluttered up on here. So think about this in, as I said, like a Venn diagram. I'm in a ship. I'm in a vehicle. In a location. So I'm in Lorville. I can access Lorville. I'm in a ship. I can access my vehicle. I have personal inventory, and each of those items I can also open up. So this is where I'm able to access almost all the gear that I have, as long as it's at the local inventory or in the ship or that I'm wearing it. Now you might have things in other places. Now if we look here on Hurston in Lorville, it shows all the stuff. So all I did is I went to assets and I went there. I haven't gone to another location. I don't have items in that location that I can access. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually fly to another point of interest, and I'm going to go find some loot crates there, and we're going to go through the new loot screen as well as how you actually access stuff in the way that you might be used to using this inventory screen here, which I find useful in a lot of cases. So now on ETA, I pulled out this vehicle here to show you that inside the vehicle, you can't press I because you're sitting in a seat. However, on the back here, we can see there's an interaction here. It actually says loot. If I hit that, that's going to give us the external inventory using the new loot screen. This is not what we want to do because we're trying to actually loot the ship. So we're going to hold down the F button. We're going to click open, and that brings it up like how it works in the old screen. This is how you can actually loot crates the same way. So we're going to close this now by pressing I again. We're going to head into the building here and try to find ourselves a loot crate. So we're just going to tap F to do that. We're going to tap F on the airlock here. Hopefully they fix the lights of these by the time it releases. Quickly, we got some loot crates here. Again, the new loot screen. Now I did remove my multi-tool. I put it into local because hopefully we'll find a multi-tool here and I can put it on. So I'm going to just tap F on the loot screen, and this is the new loot screen. We got ourselves some fruit. We got ourselves a meal and some shoes and boots. Now, I can't put these necessarily in my backpack. They will fit. You can see here I could put that in there. But if I didn't want to, I could just drag it down here and let go. It is kind of finicky, but I have been able to get things to drop on the ground doing it that way. You can also click here onto armor and weapons and put things into there, so that still gives me access to my backpack. But if I found something like gloves or a different helmet, I could switch them there. But we're going to go back to this way, and we're looking at here like the food and consumables. We can place those in there, and they're going to place them where we need them. But this is only on armor, and that is what's going to be confusing to people. When they see consumables, they think, I can eat that. What it really means is consumables like med pens, and we have, like, I believe quick flares go on here and not on magazines. So this would be quick med pens, oxy pens, quick flares. This is grenades down here. This is weapons, and then we have attachments on different guns or different vehicles here and weapons loadouts. If you want to have consumables, food to eat, it's got to go into your backpack. Now, I did say you can actually loot like how you used to be able to loot doing the old loot system. So instead of tapping F like I just did here, and let's say I click here and I want to switch out the legs that I'm wearing, I can switch here and switch out the legs, but I'm already wearing them, so it does get it kind of wonky. That doesn't really work for me. Hold F. Go to open, and we're back into the old menu. Much better in my opinion. If I want to switch out leg armor, so much easier to do something like this. It did drop those on the ground for me. We could drag these into local, not personal. Drag them like this. We're going to go back to this first loot crate here. Hold F. Go to open once we're on F. Should let me do this. There we go. Hold F. It is harder because you have to have that highlighted F there. Easier this way. Hold F, click open. Go to local. We can move all there. Then you can go back to your ship, and in your ship, access local inventory and drag everything to your ship, and you're good to go. Again, this is only temporary. What's going to happen is all of this is going to go away. All of this will become physicalized inventory, and you're no longer going to be able to do it like this. You're going to have to actually take every item and drop it in front of you, pick it up, carry it, put it into a kiosk. There might be kiosks somewhere in this area that will allow you to do that. And then from there, store it, bring it into your ship, store it somewhere else. But as it stands right now, if you've missed the old looting system, it is still possible to do that. And I'm really happy about that because for now, I'm finding it better. It took me a while to figure out how to drop items out of the box. It doesn't always work. To me, it seems like it's maybe server dependent versus anything else. I'll try it one more time to see if we can do it here. So we're going to go here. We're going to tap F. We've got some boots here. And just by doing this with them, I was somehow getting it to drop on the ground. But I'm not sure how I did that. Maybe I double click, shift click. I don't know. There we go. Somehow that went to my backpack, but that's not what I wanted to do. I was able to get things to drop on the ground, but it wasn't happening every time. It is kind of annoying. And if your backpack only holds a certain amount of goods, or you're not wearing a backpack, being able to hold F, click open, and go to local is still, in my opinion, the way to go. And it's going to allow you to get all the stuff that you can loot in one place. Once it's in local inventory, it's only accessible by the person who put it there, meaning these items are safe. I can leave here, I can come back later, and those items are still there. And that is awesome. Now, the last thing I'd say to do is... let me do this real quick, because I'm thinking of two things at once. And I don't know why... They changed crouch to lay down, which is kind of annoying to me. I gotta get used to this. Last thing I'd say to do is, once you're done here, is keep track of where your items are. So... if you don't remember where your things are stored, remember I showed you earlier the assets? When you visit a place, it shows up. So in Stanton system, where we currently are now, there will be more systems in the future. We've only been to the planet Hurston. If I look at the maps here, go way back out on the maps here. We've only been to Hurston. We haven't been to ArcCorp. We haven't been to Crusader. Is only showing up as there. We haven't been to any other locations. If we go in this, we've been to 2 moons around Hurston, including Magda and Eta, and we've been to the city of Lorville. Currently, we're on Eta right now. If I click on this, we've only been to one location. That's Woodruff. Open that, and those are showing me what is stored in the local inventory. So, really awesome way to try to say, where is that item I found? Where did I leave it there? Did I have anything there? If I'm going to go back and find things, I can go there. You can click on the item here and it'll give you more information. Looting these items, moving them into your ship, allows you to then sell them at another location. Good way to make a little bit extra money. Also a good way to get some food, get some supplies. You notice I got myself some multi-tools here and attachments. I'm able to then to take those attachments and bring them to go mining. The tractor beam attachments are always really handy if you're trying to do some movement of cargo. back in our ship now. If I hit I and I click on vehicles, we can just click move all, and we can move everything that I looted, and that's going to take up some space in my cargo here. But really easy way to move things around. You're looking at the different items you have here. You can kind of sort them by type. So we have our armor here, we have weapons here, some utility. I have now 3 multi-tools. I've had one I brought with me. I picked up 2 more. Pretty awesome, pretty handy. If you're looking for weapons, you got to go to a place that does not have an armistice zone. I would suggest, I think Terra Mills potentially is a good place that you can fly to. I don't think you can actually fly to Paradise Cove on your own, but let's check that out and see if we can. So, no, Paradise Cove doesn't show up, so it's going to be one that you're going to have to fly to on your own. But if you go to Terra Mills, oh, if you could spell Terra Mills. Terra Mills, there we go. Terra Mills. There we go. And there. That is over on Crusader, on one of the moons. That is a place, I believe, that does not have an armistice zone, and you're able to get some guns there. But really, the main focus of this was the new inventory, new looting. Some of it I like, some of it I really don't like. I can see why this would be really fun and really good in a game like Squadron 42, which is combat orientated. You're looting bodies for ammo, you're looting for medkits, you want to be quick. I think it's great. For something like exploring crates, for finding things that you want to transfer from one box to another, the older version, in my mind, is still much better. And so I'm glad that currently there's a way to use both. So that's it. Until next time, hopefully this is handy. Let me know in the comments below. Did this help you at all? Also, what do you think of the new looting system? Is there anything you'd change? If so, what would you change? Until then, I hope to see you all soon in the verse. It is dark in here. Alright, goodbye everybody.